I have a wild story for you guys today. And why is it? Why is it that whenever something that's like this that goes down, it always seems to be Kick? It's always Kick. I've said it multiple times on my channel. It's not every Kick streamer, but why is it that it's always Kick? And this story is 100% wild, especially because every single second of it was streamed live. It was streamed through their channel. So these two guys, they were doing a subathon. They were 5 days into their 24/7 subathon, where they're just out. First off, they're at a local chicken shop. They're in Colombia, Medellin, Colombia, right? And they decide to go for a little walk after they finish at this chicken shop. And after walking through the streets, they come across these two young women who happen to obviously be, the guy who put this whole entire thread out on Twitter, he called them freelancers, but they are obviously hookers. Without a doubt, they are 100% hookers. That's what they are. They're standing on the streets in short skirts, working the corner. That's what these girls are. You know, they might claim the freelancers or whatever that it may be, but they are 110% hookers. And they go up to these girls to ask them how much, how much the cost to like spend the night with them. You know, obviously you'll make some great content for the stream or whatever it may be. And then obviously after the stream or, while the stream's on in the background, they go into rooms and obviously do, the deed and all that kind of stuff. And apparently these girls were only saying that they were going to cost 300,000 Colombian pesos, which apparently is about $68 US, which if you know anything when it comes to paying for like something like this, and I only know this because, I'm on the internet all the time and it's actually, it is legal here in Australia. I'm not saying that I have paid for it, but I definitely heard people who have paid for it and it ain't goddamn cheap. So the fact that they were getting it for 68 USD, they're probably like, damn, we paying these girls $68 just to come to our place, mess around, make some great entertainment for the stream, and then possibly get some, after that. It's great. So they invite them back to their Airbnb because they're not obviously from Colombia, but they get them back. And these girls start, for some reason, they start like cleaning up the house, cleaning up the Airbnb and all that kind of stuff. And these guys are like, damn, this is pretty cool. This seems really cool. These girls are, we're paying them $68 and all of a sudden they start cleaning up our house and all that kind of stuff. But then all of a sudden, it's where it starts to take a little bit of a turn. As you could see, because I'm obviously playing clips over the videos I'm talking along, which some of them I am going to show audio on, but not all of them, because I don't think the audio is necessary for every single one. At one point, you could see this girl in the red dress. She looks like she's taking a drink, but if you are told that she's fake sipping that drink, it is very obvious that she's just pretending like she's going to take a sip and doesn't. And then she starts feeding this guy alcohol, starts giving him drinks, like almost like force drinking him, like saying, hey, have some of this, not just necessarily offering it to him, but literally putting it up against his lips and starts actively, almost forcibly putting it in his mouth to start making him drink. Now, this specific city in Colombia, Medellin, apparently this is a massive red flag, and this was put up by the guy who put this thread up of this whole entire stream, right? And apparently it's especially shady in this city with women that you've just met, because apparently this city is extremely notorious for drugging its tourists. That's why that something like this is an immediate red flag. Apparently there is a common drug that's used by criminals. It's called scopolamine. I'm probably not pronouncing that properly, but apparently it's naturally found in plants in South America. It can be slipped into drinks offered as gum. It causes memory loss, disorientation, and compliance. So it's almost like being roofied. That's literally what this is like. It's pretty much, these guys are starting to get roofied and it starts to go downhill very, very quickly. They go out to get some more drinks. And once they come back with more drinks, you can see that these girls are just forcibly just making these guys drink just constantly. Like, they don't waste no time whatsoever to get these guys to just keep on drinking, because they're obviously drugging these drinks. And these guys are they're a bit bigger dudes. So obviously when it comes to, when you're a bit bigger, your tolerance is a bit high. You can handle probably, being drugged a little bit more, alcohol as well. Your alcohol tolerance is a little bit higher. So they're going to have to give them a lot more. But this is one of the clips that I'm going to show that I think that this is like, you know what? It's kind of a bit stupid, the fact that you don't believe your mate. Because one of them, the guy in the red t-shirt, he goes up to the other guy, all right? The guy in the red t-shirt, his name is Captain G, and the other guy is Chris Travels, right? And this guy, Captain G, goes up to Chris Travels, goes up to his friend, and he states that he thinks that foul play is at work. And the girl in the red dress, you can see her panic, but it happens multiple times where this guy, Chris Travels, does not believe what his friend is saying.
Chris, did you lock the door? I think they dropped me. What? I think they dropped me. Did you lock the door? Really? I'm drunk. Está un poquito borracho.
¿Estás borracho?
¿Qué me metiste? ¿Qué
Sí, estás loco, ¿qué?
And you can see she diffuses the situation. She's like obviously going back to, you know, trying to be all seductive and trying to get him to, like, you know, calm down and all that kind of shit. It's very, you can tell that these girls have done this before. It's so obvious. They have 100%, without a doubt, done this before. And once again, I'm going to show you this next clip as well, is that this guy, Captain G, still believes that he's drugged. But Chris Travels, this guy, does not believe him whatsoever.
I got you, bro. I got you. I'm really. What, bro? I'm on another level than any other day. Relax, dude. I'm good. You're good, bro. Like, so, according to Captain, he feels like he's drunk, bro. Like, I mean, Captain, definitely not himself right now. I don't know, man. But you guys think he's that drunk?
And then obviously, at some point, these drugs slowly start to kick in. And these next two parts, you can easily see, is that the girls start to try and sabotage the stream. So this first clip is, as you can see in the background, the girl in the black dress, as she's walking next to one of the cameras, because they have two cameras set up on either side of the Airbnb, she unplugs this camera. Then at another part, while the back camera is now on, at one point, I don't know if it's unplugged, but it seems as though it's been covered by the other girl as well, who now, she's like, one of them's distracting the two guys that are on the other side of the Airbnb, and then she goes ahead and covers the screen. So they're trying to sabotage this stream, because they want to start doing, because obviously when it comes to them being drugged, it's obvious, but it's not like just straight up evidence. So these girls are now trying to unplug this stream, trying to get them from, like, you know, see from the public eye, seeing them doing stuff behind the scenes, because they obviously want to start, you know, getting these guys to get knocked out or whatever it may be, so they can start doing, like, stealing things, because that's what they're doing. That's why they're trying to drug these guys. They're trying to drug them so that they can be compliant, get dizziness, memory loss, pass the hell out, and then start taking stuff from this Airbnb. And these girls just keep on going with this, where they just keep, you can see one, she goes into the bathroom with a drink. She's obviously going in there to start mixing more drinks to try and drug these guys even more. I mean, I don't know how much. I would really like to know how much of this stuff that these girls, like, fed these guys, because it's very obvious. I mean, this one here, you could see this guy, Captain G, he is, like, stumbling, and he's going up to Chris Travels because he reckons that something is going on. But this guy, Chris Travels, this guy's a complete dick, right? How can you not trust your mate over this whole entire situation? Like, come on. How could you not? It's so obvious that something's going on. Your mate is saying, I'm not feeling well. I feel like I've been drugged. And you just keep pushing your friend off, saying, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Maybe it's because this guy, Chris Travels, was, like, under the influence as well, so he's not really thinking straight, and he's got a little bit of that, as this OP described it in the tweet, is that apparently, you know, it makes you a little bit, like, subservient, a bit compliant when it comes to him. So he's kind of, you know, in the trance with the girls and all that kind of stuff, because drugs can work in a very, like, you know, wild ways. And all of a sudden, at one point, the stream just cuts off. And after the stream cut off, no one knew what happened to her. There was like a couple clips that happened right before the stream ended that started making its ways around. But besides that, everything just kind of went radio silent and no one knew what happened. But someone actually got in contact with the host of the Airbnb and actually managed to message them, putting out this, where apparently we're already with police and your friends. They're in good health, which is an important thing. They are awake, a little confused, but they are fine. We're already with the police to catch the prostitutes. We are going to put their faces in every possible place. And I also saw another tweet as well where apparently some things, electronic equipment was stolen, but besides that, everything else is kind of fine. And this right here is the end of this situation. I mean, there might be some updates of what happens to these guys. They might come out and make like, their next stream and say like, this and this happened, or, these girls will definitely get arrested, because I looked it up. And I was very curious to see if prostitution was legal or illegal in Colombia. And it is legal, but only in brothels. So the acts that were being like, gone ahead on this stream were 100% illegal. Like, these girls can't work the corner, especially if they are like freelance and, they're doing it on their own accord. They don't have, no brothel that they work out of, whatever. But even then, it has to be within a brothel. I mean, that's the exact same of how it works here in Australia, I'm pretty sure. I think it has to be within a brothel as well, which questions me as well, because as much as, yes, it is kind of good that this was caught on stream, because then there's like a lot of evidence to go ahead and like have this shown that like, oh, look, these girls were drugging these guys. We have a whole load of evidence, blah, blah, blah. But besides that, I mean, the fact that this was able to go on for hours on Kick and Kick just let it happen is kind of stupid. I mean, yes, because of the evidence wise, it's great. But I mean, I know Kick doesn't really care about like the things that go on their platform. But come on, how could you not ban this? From the moment that the guys went up to these girls on the corner and asked them how much money, they should have been banned. That's because they're doing something illegal. They're hiring prostitutes on a corner. That's illegal. And I have a feeling that if they were banned or their stream was cut off, that they would have just kicked these girls out. Because I have a feeling that they mostly at first just did this for the stream. Probably for the stream. I don't know. Maybe they would have done this outside of stream as well. Who knows? But I reckon a major part of them doing this was the stream. So I reckon that if they went up to and they offered these girls like, oh, how much? Or $68 to spend the night with us, 100%. And then the stream was cut off, which it should have been, because they were then like, interacting with illegal behavior, which Kick should enforce. Like, yes, I know that they're a bit more lenient, but when people are doing something goddamn illegal, they should be banned for that. I'm sorry. They were interacting with illegal behavior. Hiring prostitutes off the streets of Colombia is illegal. But besides that, this whole entire situation is wild. It is hilarious. And of course, once again, whenever it's something like this, it's always Kick. It's always Kick. Of course, it's going to be on Kick. But I would definitely like to hear what you guys think about this whole entire situation down below. Even these guys, even though, I do feel sorry for them, they are dumb. They are. They're really stupid. I mean, come on. In a country like Colombia as well, you're really going to, hire some girls off the side of the street. I mean, as much as I feel bad for them a little bit, at the same time, you had it coming because you're dumb. You really, really are dumb. But that's going to be it from me. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Peace out.